I reckon most of y'all watching are regular folks with full-time jobs, but did you know? It's really tough for everyday folks like us to become single-digit players. Howdy, golf lovers and soon-to-be golf enthusiasts. Welcome to Birdie Squad. With work and all, it's hard to find time to get to the range. And when you finally make it out to the course, you're looking at 4 to 6 hours. And y'all know how that goes. Your wife's not going to be too happy about it. She'll be hinting you should be watching the kids after work or on weekends. The sad truth is, you can't hit single digits just by going to the range. You got to get out on the course, playing on real grass, if you want to bring that score down. That's why I think a lot of folks focus on their driver at the range. If your tee shot goes into the woods, it's tough to get back onto the fairway, and your mental game takes a hit too. So, how do you swing your driver to hit the fairway, release the driver head, and add more distance? I know y'all have probably watched a ton of YouTube videos and taken lessons from teaching pros to figure this out. But did it all come together just like that? Nah, it sure didn't, right? Well, that's why old King of Explaining here has put together a video to give y'all the breakthrough you've been waiting for. This video will wipe out 10 years of struggle in one go. Once you understand this, you'll know exactly how to release that driver head. And with a little practice, your driving distance will go up, and your fairway hit rate will improve. Plus, you'll stop being the ATM for your golf buddies. Alright, let's dive right in. Y'all have probably heard folks say, hit with your back to the target, right? Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, golf's all about rotating your body to increase club speed. So what do they mean by hitting with your back to the target? But hitting with your back to the target is actually super important. Why's that? Because that's how you maximize both accuracy and head speed. Y'all ever heard of lagging? Lagging is when the club head moves a bit slower during the downswing. To put it real simple, it's kind of like when you're about to flick someone and you hold your middle finger back to build up more force. That's what it is. You're keeping the club head behind to store up power, then releasing it all at once to speed up your swing. When you swing with your back to the target, you can create more lag, and that helps you really crank up the head speed right before impact. Alright, so now I gotta tell y'all how to actually do it, right? To hit with your back to the target, you need two things: separating your shoulders from your hips and using a vertical drop. Let's break it down step by step. Take a look at this video. See how most golfers tend to rotate their body during the swing? What do you think's wrong here? First off, there's no weight shift happening. The downswing has to start by pressing into the ground with your left foot. During the backswing, your weight shifts to your right foot. But when the downswing starts, you need to shift all that weight back to your left by stepping down on it. In this video, they're just rotating without shifting, so it looks like half the weight is still stuck on their right foot. The second problem? Their shoulders and hips are turning together. See how their upper body lifts up a bit when they rotate? That's because their shoulders and hips are turning at the same time, which makes the left shoulder rise. When the shoulder lifts, the whole upper body follows, leading to that sway effect. So, how should you rotate? In this next video, notice how at the start of the downswing, the hips rotate first, leading the upper body. It's the same thing I've mentioned before, and even Ben Hogan talked about it in 5 lessons. He said the most important part of starting the downswing is moving the hips first. Now look closely at the upper body in this video. The shoulders aren't rotating. They stay back, keeping the golfer's back facing the target while the hips start the downswing. This is what we, as average golfers, need to practice first. Alright, so how do you practice this? First, work on rotating your hips separately. Hold onto a golf bag or a wall with your arms, and practice turning your hips without moving your shoulders. Once you can do that, practice your backswing rotation while pressing against the wall with your arms, and then turn your hips. If you can get this down, you're already halfway to hitting with your back to the target. Alright, now that y'all know how the lower body and upper body should move, let's talk about that second part, vertical drop. During the downswing, your hips and shoulders are separated, with the hips turning first, and then the shoulders follow. While your back's still facing the target, your arms shouldn't just be sitting still. This is where the vertical drop comes in. Justin Rose, who's been ranked #1 in the PGA and won the gold at the 2016 Summer Olympics, has a great drill to practice this. It's called the pump drill. Let me explain the pump drill. Start with your regular setup and pause at the top of your backswing. Instead of putting all your weight on your right foot, keep it balanced evenly, 50-50 on both feet. From here, you drop your arms straight down, vertically. You repeat that twice, like you're pumping the arms up and down, which is where the name comes from. Now, here are a few things to check while you do it. First, your right arm. When you drop your arms, make sure your right elbow brushes your side. Second, pay attention to your hips. Your right hip shouldn't move forward or rotate with your body. Your left hip moves back, but that right hip stays where it is while your arms drop. And finally, the third thing, relax your arms. I've heard folks say that your arms should feel as loose as wet spaghetti noodles, which sounds funny, right? Maybe not that loose, but during your swing, your arms should always move like a whip, and to do that, you gotta keep them relaxed. Once you've got all three of these down, go ahead and swing after the second pump. Doing this pump drill can help fix that early release, or casting, in your downswing, where your wrists let go too soon. So make sure y'all practice this at least 5 times before you swing. Alright, with this video, y'all now know exactly how to hit with your back to the target. What were the key points? Yep, separating the hips and shoulders, and dropping the arms vertically. And you've got all the drills to practice too. Now it's up to y'all to put it into action. Having a sport you love and enjoy in life makes everything richer. And if you get good at it, well, that just makes it even more exciting, right? Golf's got this term, age shooter. It means shooting a score lower than your age. Now that's a beautiful goal to aim for. Golf isn't just a sport you can play for life. It's one where you always have something to strive for, even as you get older. Most of the time, as we age, we work out just to stay healthy, without really having a goal. But with golf, there's always that goal, and hitting it makes the journey even more meaningful. Thanks for watching all the way through. For those of us regular folks like company workers who find it tough to break single digits, we'll be back with more helpful tips and info to help you get there. Thanks again. This was Birdie Squad.